Hi there Aquarius, welcome to your reading for March 2025. Cleanse your space and meditate on your cards. If you're not interested in the astrological forecast for the month of March, please have a look in the description box down below. I listed a few timestamps and there will be one to when the tarot reading actually starts. But we begin here with the astrological forecast for the month of March, and it's going to be quite a lot of conjunctions, and it's going to mainly include the planet or our moon. And the moon is all about emotion, a bit of femininity, beauty, but also a little bit of the subconscious, but mainly it's about our emotions. And since there's so many different planets that it's going into a conjunction with, it will be our emotions through different kinds and seen in different aspects and how that is affecting us. But we're starting on the 1st of March with a conjunction of Moon and Mercury. And Mercury is the planet of communication, adaptability, mentality, look, mind, and how we share our thoughts. And it's going to be uniting our thoughts and feelings and making us really good communicators. It's going to allow us to deep dive into spiritual connections, but it's asking us not to live in our heads too much and really only expressing ourselves when we are not feeling too emotional. Not expressing ourselves when we're like feeling explosive or overly anxious or something like that. And the 2nd of March we have another conjunction of Moon and Venus is the planet of love, beauty, balance. It can bring a blend of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in emotional stability. This celestial event has already happened one time this year and is actually repeating itself to make sure that we have picked up and learned from the last time it came around, because all these the astrology is talking about our cycles really. Last time this happened, the moon was in Pisces. This time the moon will also be in Pisces. So it's really asking us to connect to our intuition and to our depth and to our emotions. 3rd of March we have a conjunction of Mercury and Neptune. Mercury, like we said, is the planet of communication and mentality and adaptability. And Neptune is the planet of inspiration, magic, illusions, spirituality, subconscious, fantasy. It also is intensifying intuition and compassion. So it makes us focus and shift our thinking and our communication onto spiritual topics, mysteries, and secrets. It's an ideal time to dive into creativity, but also into occult studies. Don't expect to find your answers in one thing only, rather than we are going to deep dive into different kind of holes and topics. If you are interested in connecting with the beyond, make sure that you take very good care of yourself and make sure that you're also taking care of your space. The sun is in Pisces at this time, which is also aiding and helping us in and guiding us in this connection. Make sure that you are, though, grounding yourself plenty at this time so you don't feel lost. On the 6th of March we have a conjunction of Moon and Jupiter is the planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing, good fortune, miracles, and wisdom. And it's another conjunction that will aid us in steering our course of life onto a higher alignment. This event could also bring harmony and balance into our lives, but also success in aligned careers, spiritual growth, intuition, financial gains, and good health. On the 9th of March we have a conjunction of Moon and Mars is the planet of masculinity, the warrior, courage, strength, ambition, impulsiveness, but also a bit of aggression and confrontation. And it can make us a bit impulsive, angry, overreactive, stubborn, but innovative. So ground your feelings before you are expressing them. On the same day we also have a conjunction of Venus and Mercury, and since this is happening on the same day, it will be throwing us into a whiplash of avoiding our confrontation or getting it out of our systems now, because we have Venus and Mercury is asking us to instinctively avoid confrontation and instead share innovative ideas with a clear perspective and communication, sharing and a willingness to broaden the horizon of success. So we got the feminine moon and Venus dancing together with Mars on the same day. So it can be feeling a little bit rocky on the 9th of March. On the 14th of March we have a full moon in Virgo with a total lunar eclipse. So this energy will be prominent probably throughout a whole week leading up to the lunar eclipse and a few days after. Safety and emotions are connected to order and clarity, and there will be a sense of need to organize anything that is distracting and chaotic. So it's a great time to get rid of clutter at home, reorganizing the home space, or getting rid of emotional baggage. I don't really want to say baggage because we can learn a lot from it, but getting rid and shedding that old skin and opening a new chapter. It's also asking us to focus on being tolerant and accepting of imperfections and allow things not to always have to live up to your expectations. On the 20th of March, we have Neptune at a solar conjunction and the spring equinox on the same day. So we will start the new astrological year with a heightened sensitivity to vibrational energy, with also the last day of the sun being in Pisces on the same day, and Neptune is ruling Pisces, so it will make us a little bit extra sensitive to that vibrational energy. And I don't think that's a coincidence, but that is the last day when we're talking about healing and having intuition before we actually start the new astrological year, the day after, on the 21st of March, with the sun going into Aries. On the 28th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Saturn, and this has also happened one time this year already, so it's asking us to revisit this. Saturn is the planet of discipline and structure. Have a look once again this year on how your structure is impacting your emotions and vice versa. Make sure life demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, have a look at what you can do and what you can change to align yourself. This is also a great time to start meditating if you've been meaning to take it up, because the moon is all about emotion and Saturn is all about discipline. So joining those together in meditation would be a great way of moving on with the year and taking that up. 29th of March, we have the new moon in Aries, so we have the sun and the moon propelling us into April, and we really want to get going with our intentions for the year. Pivot or lean into any discomfort if you need to. Aries is a fire sign, and fire has the power to destroy or to blaze a path for new growth and fresh beginnings. So like I said, I cleanse your space, I meditate on your cards. I just would like to cleanse the space one time with you before we actually begin. So you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for being here for your March reading 2025. In your meditation before we actually began recording here, I felt like there might be something going on with your left knee. I don't know if there's something in this reading for you, but I just felt something going on with my left knee, almost like a heaviness or something was there. Maybe something was, maybe you've been feeling tired, or like you need a little bit of rest, or you need a little bit of a stretch. I also felt like you were tightening, there was some sort of tightening of a screw, like the last stretch before it was into place. So if you may be tightening any screws or anything right now as you listen to this, maybe there is something in this reading for you. But it was more of a feeling like almost finished, just this last bit left to do. Also had a little bit of a ringing in my ear, which is not uncommon, but it was like my attention was brought onto that. So that is something I will mention as well. But before we start this reading, I'm going to ask for your spirit animals for the month of March. And it's been really brought out in the other readings that there is a mix of water and fire in the month of March. And I really thought that was going to be having to do with like Pisces, the water sign, and then it's going to go into Aries, the fire sign. But I feel like it's all about it's all about healing and then actually starting to spring into action there. So this is what I'm getting. So we are getting the elk, the crow, and the nightingale. And the nightingale is singing in the night there. So I think you need to reconnect to your voice a little bit. That's really what I'm getting there. So it's also a very calm blue energy here, and I just get a little bit of healing from that, and that your voice is the light in the darkness there. So if you want to have a look on what the Nightingale means for you, or any further information on it, please have a little Google search on it. But I feel like you need to reconnect with your voice and finding your voice there through the month of March. I will also have a look in the guidebook for these two. So let's start with the Crow here. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The Crow has been a symbol of magic. A Crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the Crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities: past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with the Crow tendencies must balance their lives with healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When it's in balance, you're psychic, strong, and clear. When it's out of balance, you're ungrounded and hypersensitive. To bring it into balance, you need daily meditation practice. So that's really what you need to be focusing on. You can see all the colors there in the darkness, and that's what it's connecting with. We also have the Elk, and the Elk is stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father, so it's connected to the masculine energy, or Mars here. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When it's in balance, it's supportive, kind, and consistent. When it's out of balance, it's pretentious, high, and mighty. To bring it into balance, eat and drink more consciously. So be connecting your intuition with what you're eating, intuitional eating, really. So that's what you want to be focused on in the month of March. You also have the sun there it's connecting to. These cards are all about the theme for the month of March, what you need to be aware of. It's also the theme of the reading and what we will be reconnecting with throughout the reading as we're going on. But it's also about the month of March and what it's going to mean for you. You also have Adam here, the divine father of creation. You have another father there connecting with the elk. Thank you so much. So the divine masculine, and the masculine is about action, taking action and moving on forward strongly, headstrong almost. Is connected to the sun also. Thank you so much. We have Neptune. Like many other signs through these readings this month, you are going to be heavily influenced by Neptune. Neptune is ruled by Pisces, the sign we have going into March. It's about magic, imagination, and illusion, and really connecting to that deep within. You also have the nodes of the moon, release, clear, and align. You have 3 + 2 down in the corner there, which is 5, which is connected to change. So a lot of things, and in a lot of people's readings, March is about healing, reconnecting to ourselves, releasing what does not longer serve us, and realigning ourselves. And everyone that has had Adam also got Eve, as a little reminder that the divine masculine needs to be accompanied by the divine feminine, and 1 + 4 is 5. So we need some sort of balance going on here between the divine masculine and the action, along with the divine feminine and the feeling and the intuition and the emotion. You also have Black Moon Lilith in Leo, allow your light to shine. And that's also number 5. So you might be seeing 555 through the month. 5 is a number about change. I feel like I need to draw another card though. Thank you so much. What else would you like Aquarius to know about? There is something else in here that you would like them to know. What is it? Could you please guide them for their highest good? Black Moon, Lilith in Libra, you deserve balance. So we actually just talked about balance as well. So that is also one thing that you need to keep in mind. You deserve balance. Balance between yourself and other people, a balance between work and private, a balance between the masculine and the feminine. Thank you so much. What is the past energy that Aquarius is bringing into March here? What do they need to be aware of? Thank you so much. And it's a card about balance. So the sixes in the tarot is about a journey towards harmony. And the Six of Pentacles, Pentacles are connected to physical, the material, security, stability, education, on that kind of jazz. The Six of Pentacles is about charity, generosity, sharing. Giving equals receiving, right? What you give, you should also receive back. Is about compassion and understanding, and that breeds generosity. And the position of having the upper hand can change at any minute. So I feel like you've been having some sort of balance here. Since it's about the Pentacles, I feel like there has been balance between giving and receiving here, and you've been having, you know, compassion. And it's also very important with this that you give from a pure place, a place from a pure place, basically. So that is the energy that you bring it into Mars here. So that is what you're coming from. You're coming from balance when it comes to the Pentacles. Maybe it's time to focus on something else. Hopes and fears. Is there any hopes or fears for Aquarius? So the threes are about loyalty, bonding, and this is also about point of no return. So the Three of Cups is about, like I said, loyalty and bonding, but it's also about happiness, friendship, socializing, a loving community, investing in people around you, time and energy. And since it's been in the reverse, maybe you've been feeling like you're scared that people's going to take the advantage of you, or maybe they're just hanging with you because you've been giving out. And I feel like that might be a fear. Maybe it's a fear that you've not really had time if you've been investing your money in other people. Maybe you feel like you've not had enough energy to invest in people around you, and maybe you've been feeling like you've been spending too much either working or building a business or anything like that. So maybe you feel like that has been overtaking, so your emotions have been going on their back a little bit. Could I have another card explaining any hopes or fears that Aquarius need to focus on? Thank you so much. So these cards I usually use if I need some words here, because it pops up on the top here. So there might have been some delays, impatience, frustrations, maybe a bit of a hot temper, arrogance, recklessness, lack of self-control, passive, volatile, and domineering. What you need to focus on being courageous and energetic and charming. Maybe you've been feeling that is completely the opposite, what you've been feeling like you maybe not been having so much drive when it comes to your emotions and your friends around, and maybe that has been getting into a bit of frustration and maybe a little bit of passive role with your friends. You also have a hope about abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency, self-worth, financial independence, leisure, rewarded effort, success, and achievements, and that's what you're hoping for. Make just sure that you are not just hustling and grinding and looking at what other people have, rather than looking at what you have and what you can share with other people and who you're actually sharing it with. It's also about, maybe you're scared about it being an illusion. Maybe you have not really been connecting with your inner self, the unseen, the hidden, the unknown, fears, trusting intuition, uncertainty, confusion, secrets, and complex. So what you need to really focus on here, in order to be working with that, you need to be releasing some fears, and maybe not having so many secrets, and be honest and truthful, and not repressing your emotions, getting some clarity and some understanding for yourself and other people. So I really feel like that is what you're picking up on here. You've been really focusing on the coins up until this point, and maybe you're feeling like you're emotional, or your friends or something has been suffering a little bit because of that. Thank you so much. What is the present energy for Aquarius here? Thank you. Knight of Swords. So your thoughts might be going quite fast. So the swords are about the intellect and thoughts, and the knight, as you can see on this picture, is going very fast in this picture. The knights are about being almost like a little bit of a rebellious youth. You know, you want it now, you want to do it now, you're going to do it anyways. And it is an attitude masking an endearing tenderness. He's not fully formed to a king yet, but he also has a long way to go and to figure things out. He's all about risk-taking, being a little bit irrational, being in your prime, having courage, having mercy, humility, and being able to do a little bit of sacrifice. And the Knight of Swords is about drive, speed, and ambition. He's filled with a vision of an idea, and he's ready to execute it. He's propelling forward with ambition, and he's propelling forward very fast. He just needs to be a little bit, being able to pause a little bit, because when you're riding so fast, you know, you have the wind in your eye, and it might be hard to see any consequences or obstacles on the way. And gathered focus gives direction, and being a little bit of having a little bit of confrontation versus a bit of a thoughtfulness and patience. So you might be needing to have a little bit of an extra minute just to slow that down a little bit, because I understand that you want to go fast, and I'm very happy for you that it is going fast, because maybe you've been feeling a little bit stagnant, but also that could be your reward, that is going a little bit fast. Just slow it down a little bit mentally, and I also feel like that is what you need to balance up a little bit with this card down here. You deserve balance, that you love it when it goes fast, but it's also very important that you can take a minute and just observe the obstacles ahead every so often. Does that make sense? What is the crossing energy for the month of March? It's going to go fast. Things are going to move really fast for you, especially when it comes to things that you love and the things that you're getting excited about. Thank you so much. The crossing energy is the number 2, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. So just what I said earlier, the crossing energy is going to be a bit of a balance, right? And the balance here is of Pentacles, but we're going to talk about the number 2, which is about balance. Libra here is also talking about balance. It's funny that I just mentioned that before. It's like I already picked up on it. And it's about priorities and adapting to change, and adapting to change quickly. I feel like you're going to pick up on this quite fast, and dealing with opposing forces like up and down, balancing, juggling a little bit, but you will having a lot of luck due to being able to adapt quickly to this change. You will have a lot of luck if you are able to be flexible and going a little bit with the flow, and balancing that Eve and Adam, the emotions and the actions here. So that's really what I'm getting for you. So it's funny that I already picked up on that. Thank you so much, Spirit. What is the consciousness of Aquarius for the month of March? What are you actively working towards? So you're actively working towards the 6 of Wands, and the Wands are about creativity, is about everyday willpower, and they are celebrating something here. So the 6s in the tarot is about a journey towards harmony, and a journey towards almost a little bit of completion. And this card is about victory, recognition, a public reward. My successes are worth celebrating. So that is kind of what you're starting to pick up on here. So you worry that you might not have anyone to celebrate with, because you've been throwing people to the side a little bit, or not been willing to connect with people. But it's like you are starting to realize is that you're in a good spot. You are actually realizing that you are worth celebrating here. Is there anything else going on in Aquarius conscious mind here that they are aware of? The 3 of Pentacles. So the 3s in the tarot is about point of no return. You have another 3 here, and the 3 of Pentacles is about new life and teamwork and collaboration and building. You know, there are gifts other people can bring you, and progress is swift, is going quite fast, but you also want to be joining skills. You might want to be looking at that, like 3 is the Trinity, and there's a lot of balance going on within that as well, just as much as that is a holy, special, magic number almost. So there is a lot of things that you can actually gain from working in a team. And that will also help you celebrate things along the way. So maybe that's also cropping up a little bit, that you might want to get some insights in business matters, especially here. But maybe also you can get that from your friends, or maybe joining forces with a friend or a business partner. That might be a good idea, or even just hiring someone for their ideas, maybe on an hourly rate, or as you're paying them for the service. That might be a good thing if it comes to business, but I feel like this is a lot of business related things. But also building a legacy, you want to have people on your team, and you want to be able to collaborate, because you can always get a bit further with other people. Even though you like working alone, it's good to get someone else's perspective on things. And there might be some gifts that they can actually bring you or give you without you even realizing that you needed it. Is another kind of perspective on it. Okay, what's going on in Aquarius unconscious, the subconscious? What is your subconscious trying to tell you? Why are you not where you want to be right now? What is the subconscious trying to tell you? Thank you so much. We have the Page of Swords, and the pages are about new opportunities and new experiences. And the Page of Swords is about curiosity, restlessness, mental energy. You know, there's more to know, there's more to learn, there's more to move with purpose. He's eager to share his enthusiasm and his ideas. And this is about planning. Since it came up into the rest, maybe you are feeling like maybe you have hit a little bit of a plateau, and that's why this is also coming in with teamwork. Maybe you need some time to actually rest a little bit and just rejuvenate and just have a little bit of a mental break, because it's the swords here. Maybe a little bit of a mental break, not necessarily a holiday, but just a bit of a brainstorming is what I'm getting there. You also have the Six of Swords into the reversed. The Six of Swords, six is about journey towards harmony once again, and it's a transition. This woman and this child is leaving everything behind besides their clothes on their backs, and they're ready to just cross any waters, any rocky water here, to get to a calmer shore. So that is really saying, I leave because I cannot heal in a place that reopen my wounds. So that's really what I'm getting from that card. This is coming into the reverse. So it's like you are almost willing to dive back into it and see if there's anything else that you can pick up before you actually leave, or moving forward. It's like you're not fully done with a place just yet. There might be something in there. And it could also be like you stopping this transition almost a little bit, because there might be some more to learn before you actually move on and move forward, or you're being hindered subconsciously because there is something that you have not learned just yet. So it's funny that those are two sword cards there. We're going to do it like this. How can Aquarius work with their subconscious? What do they need to hear? Thank you so much. How can you work with this? So what you need to focus on is personal closure, refusing to close out an old life cycle. That's also what I'm picking up on here, because this is about new, and this is about leaving everything behind. And also thinking that since they are in the reverse, it could be meaning that it is blocked because you are not willing to see it. The reverse could mean so many things, and since there might be so many people watching, it could be different things for all of you. But what you need to hear is personal closure, refusing to close out an old cycle, shortcuts, delays, haven't learned or completed current soul lessons. So maybe that's what I actually picked up on. There's something there that is still waiting to just be for you to pick up. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much, Spirit. So that is another confirmation on that. What is your energy towards the month of March? Who are you in the month of March, and what is your energy? Ooh, number 5, which is about change, and it's about change and possibilities. And the 5 of Wands is about rivalry, competition, conflict, is about disagreements and giving space for solutions. these guys are fighting with sticks. They're not fighting with swords, so they're basically practicing and learning as they're going. So there's not an actual threat here, but it's about sort of grinding these two stones together until they actually fit. And that's you. You might be having some look at yourself on how you can embrace solutions and giving yourself new perspectives, and really joining with other people will be giving you new perspective here. And you know, he's also fighting with other people here. I'm not saying that you need to go out and fight with other people, but kind of just throwing that ball back and forth with your ideas and how you see the world is probably a very good thing for you to do, just to get a new perspective on things. And you're open to this change and possibility. A little bit of conflict, not conflict, a little bit of competition is actually good to drive us a little bit forward. If you can actually have someone close by that you might be competing a little bit, like for fun, might be actually driving you forward a little bit, almost like having an accountability partner, if that makes sense. That's you in the month of March. All right, thank you so much. I feel like this reading is pretty clear here, Aquarius. What is the environment around you? What is the environment around you, and how is it affecting you? Could you please guide them for the Aquarius for the highest good? You have the Queen of Wands, and this is about bringing you into your emotions. So the queens are expressing their power through creativity, but they also masters of their emotions, kind of. I also feel like the sunflower here is really what you need to focus on, because it's drawing my attention to that. The sunflower is, you know, always following the sun. It is connected with the sun, which is the male energy here. So that is really what this card is also wanting you to focus on. We have the Queen of Wands, and it's about courage, having magnetism, charisma, inspire others through your passions, and being a strong natural leader. So the environment around you might actually be allowing you to step into this leader position. It's about being inspirational versus being resentful and jealous. And I don't feel like there's any resentfulness or jealousness. I just feel like you're stepping into this power, or the environment around you is allowing you to step into this power of creation and transcendence of energy, you know, getting up on your throne and sitting there and being into contact with that regal side of yourself, wearing your crown. Maybe you could see how, if you pretend that you're wearing a crown, how would that carry you differently? And will the environment around you allow you to do that? Could I have another card describing Aquarius' environment for the month of March? Maybe you will be recognized at work. Maybe you'll be recognized for your creativity or for your achievements. Is there anything else Aquarius needs to know about there? Thank you so much. So we're getting the King of Wands. It came out to the side, so I will be reading the negative side first, so you know what you might want to keep in the back of your head in case of any confrontation or anything like that. You want to be focusing on, keeping in the back of your head here, impulsiveness, ruthless, forceful, tyrant, domineering, weak leader, and vicious, powerless. So this is kind of what you want to keep in the back of your head here, to not bring the environment around you down. I'm not really feeling like that might actually be it. You might want to look out for these things to see that this is not going on in the environment around you. You don't want too much of impulsiveness, even though you want it to go fast. You don't want anything to be ruthless in your environment. Any tyrant, domineering, a weak leader, vicious, powerless, or forceful. You don't want to be feeling forced. And be on outlook for that in your environment, because that might be where it's gonna be throwing you off a little bit. But otherwise than that, this is a great reading. What you want to get in contact with is natural born leader, vision, boldness, daring, charm, entrepreneur, power, big picture, optimism, and taking control. So that is the environment around you. Maybe there's two people around you that you can actually really connect with, that is the Queen of Wands and is the King of Wands, that will help you join in together with this creative side and brainstorm ideas. Maybe there is two people around you. Maybe there is a Leo there that you can connect with, or maybe it's even about you finding balance in your divine feminine and divine masculine in your surroundings, that is allowing you to be very balanced in your surroundings. Thank you so much for that. What is the short-term outcome for Aquarius for the month of March? We have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is about waiting and a higher purpose. This card is about deception, trickery, turning a blind eye, being tactical. It's survival mode versus thriving. Usually I'd say that this guy here, he comes and steals his swords out from the enemy army, so they cannot be used against him. So it's kind of being tactical and making sure that no one is getting hurt. And I feel like since this is into the reverse, it's not like you're turning a blind eye, and that you are being, you're not having to be tactical. It is not a question about having survival mode or versus thriving. It's like you don't need to worry about those things. That's really what I'm getting there. Thank you so much. Yeah, I felt like that is exactly. Maybe you're getting out of a situation. Maybe you are feeling like since you're balancing this, you don't need to worry about this survival mode versus thriving. Maybe you will be actually thriving there. Thank you so much. It doesn't mean that you should just throw any plans that you have to the side, but maybe it feels like you don't need to be thinking one step ahead constantly if you're joining forces. Thank you so much. What is the long-term outcome here for Aquarius? We have the Devil in the reverse. So the Devil is about excess, materialism, playfulness, and releasing the chains here of the ego that it places on itself or places on you to become whole. I feel like you also have the divine feminine here, or divine dark feminine, like we talked about here, and the divine masculine here. And this is a card, this is actually Capricorn's card, and it's connected to Saturn. I don't know if you listen to the astrological forecast for the month, but we are looking at Saturn in conjunction with the moon, and it's going to ask us to make sure that life demands is not weighing us down too much. And it's like these chains, since it's coming out of the reverse, I feel like you are picking up on these chains here being an illusion, and that you don't need them. You are the one that has been placing them on yourself, that you don't you're no longer enslaved. Does that make sense? There are no bonds, no chains. You're realizing that these chains are not real, and you have been realizing that balance is what is needed, and you're realizing what is needed and what isn't needed, and that is important. That is quite important to you. You're freeing yourself from the chains of obligations, of too much emotions, of imagination. This is all imaginary. So this is what I'm really picking up on, and I feel like that is quite good for you. It might be actually leading to a breakthrough, or realizing that I also feel like that is quite connected with this, that you're realizing that you don't need to be in the survival mode all the time, that you're kind of getting out of that because it's all in your head. Thank you so much, Spirit. And we also have the Ten of Cups there, which the tens are about the maximum expression, and the Ten of Cups is like contentment, it's peace, it's complete emotional fulfillment and belonging. It's a deep sense of unity, and realizing that I am love, that you are worthy. Is a deep sense of also realizing from love you heal, and that is actually what you're getting here. So I feel like your fears for not celebrating or connecting here is not really hard for you, because you're actually working through this month and you're learning so much from this month here as well. Thank you so much. And you're actually taking it step by step by step. You're being very tactical. So you're realizing this is all in your head. You don't need to be so stuck in there. And I feel like you're learning quite a lot. You just don't want your ego to just pull you aside and make you focus on one thing or the other. It's kind of like when you're baking a cake, you're putting a lot of things into this cake, and that is what the cake comes out, is so many components of different things. Thank you so much. Is there any other messages for Aquarius here before we close this reading? Is there anything else that I've not mentioned, or any confirmation that you would like me to go through? Thank you so much. I will change the deck. Is there anything else here that Aquarius needs to know about? What they need to realizing? Truth. We talked about truth earlier. Be honest. Honest with yourself. Honest with people around you. Truths that you want to whisper to the universe is what I'm saying as well. But also what you actually want and what you are working towards. Thank you. Love. I was picking up a little bit of love as well. I feel like you have the dueling forces here in the devil, but that duality, balance between those. Thank you so much. The past. Okay. Some memories going on there. It makes me really remind myself of the Six of Cups here, because you've had a lot of cups. And swords and pentacles, but you've not had too much. Is there any other? I also see butterflies here, and that is also about transcendence of energy, because it's about metamorphosis, becoming even more evolved than you were before. Is there anything else? Okay. Is there anything else that Aquarius needs to know before we close this reading? Could you please guide them for the highest good? Elevated status, Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn, connecting to that side of you that is disciplined and stepping into it. 1 + 0 is both the maximum expression of the end, but also a beginning of 0 and a 1. And 1 is connected to the Adam, the masculine energy here. But also the Fool and the Magician in the Tarot, which has to do with willpower and new beginnings. Okay, thank you so much. A few last cards before I close this reading. Thank you, Spirit. Could you please guide Aquarius for the highest good? Thank you so much. So accept powerful change. You are absolutely just around the corner from it, and you and your loved ones are safe. You need to realize that maybe that is what you're picking up on the Three of Cups there, that you need to realize that you and your loved ones are safe, and you are safe, you are loved, and you are healed. You are healing. Thank you so much, Aquarius, for being here for this reading for March. If anything resonated with you, please leave a like. Consider subscribing to the channel, but please also leave a comment. I love to hear from you. And I hope you're doing great. And hopefully I see you in April. Take very good care of yourselves. And bye.